The camera loves my face, okay? Is that not insane? Okay, hello vlog, welcome back to my channel. What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppington? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brelynn. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, ring the bell that way you don't miss a notification from me, and follow me on my social media at brelynn.hunt. Not only is this super strange because it's been about like 2 weeks since I vlogged, pick up the camera, and then even when I did that, it was a little bit strange. I'm just like in a really weird place in my life. That's so dramatic. I'm feeling a little bit anxious today. I wanted to start off the vlog and just to like get back into vlogging. I've just like been a little bit frozen since I took my MCAT. Today is June 18th, so it's been about 2 weeks since I've taken my exam, and I have about 2 weeks left to go until I receive my exam scores. It's just like this in-between moment, you know? Some days it's fine and I'm just like, it's fine, you know? I'm just waiting and I'm resting, but I've just found myself to be really tired. I think, you know, just going so hard, like trying to be really disciplined for 5 months, give or take, you know, a few days for mental health days or whatever, I am just like physically and mentally really tired. So there are multiple, like I've just been in the bed. Like, you guys haven't missed much. I literally just been in the bed every single day. Like, I'll wake up and instead of like feeling like I have to rush and go to the gym, like I'm taking my time leisurely and I'm doing my devotion. And like, honestly, I've only gone to the gym I think one time since I finished my MCAT, and I really want to get back into it because I feel like I really wasn't able to, like I was somewhat consistent, but I feel like I just want to switch some things up when it comes to my fitness journey. I really want to get back to doing cardio every day because I feel like I've just really puffed up, and it's really frustrating because I've been somewhat consistent, but yet I'm still like really gaining weight. And I think like as I've gotten older, my metabolism, my birthday is coming up, so it's just like all these like life things that I'm like trying not to spiral. I really want to try and like lean out, and so I want to get back consistent going to the gym, adding cardio every day. You guys know I used to have like a Stairmaster challenge, and I would be on the Stairmaster for like 30 minutes after all of my workouts, and that was me doing like either HIIT or strength training. And I kind of stopped that because I just didn't have enough time. Like, it takes a lot of time to do a 30-minute 45-minute, you know, workout, and then do a 30-minute 45-minute on the Stairmaster, and then stretch, and then shower, and blah 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 before you start your day. And so I kind of just cut out the cardio, and I didn't realize how big of a difference that made. Or I'm just hoping, I'm guessing that that's what made it. I don't really know. So I'm gonna try and add it back now that I have time to myself. So that's what we are on our way to do today. While I'm kind of in this in-between moment, that's one thing that I can control, that I can work on, is like my fitness, my body goals, my health, and my wellness. So I'm bringing you guys along with me as accountability as I kind of like start to get my life back, or I don't know, take advantage and control of like what my life is right now. I'm kind of just in a really weird headspace. I wanted for this intro to be a little bit shorter, but I guess it's gonna be a little bit longer. Okay, let's just go ahead and talk about it, because I was talking to a friend about this the other day. I'm kind of upset with myself because I had 2 goals when it came to like YouTube and my content creation this year. One of them was to not take a break on social media. Actually, I had a couple of goals when it came to social media. Another one was like to upload a podcast episode once a month, and then I also wanted to upload an Instagram picture at least once a month, which sounds so simple, but it's like my mind has, I've just gotten so in my head just because of like where I am in life, that I'm just like overthinking everything, and I'm doing a lot of consuming and not a lot of creating, and it's making me spiral even more. So I'm just trying to get out of this funk. I want to start creating content. If I get into filming, then I'll feel a little bit better, and then I can upload, and then I can just continue on creating, if that makes any sense. Is this even gonna make it into the vlog? Like, what? I really thought that starting the vlog would help me with my crash out, and yet here I am just crashing out on camera. Back to health, wellness, fitness, kind of getting out of the bed, living life. Like I really like have not been living. The only things that I've done since the MCAT is I've been ordering food like every other day from Uber Eats. Ridiculous. I got my nails done and I tried a new shape, which is like life-changing for me. I tried to go back to almond, or I decided to try to see if I like the almond shape, which I know is just like so simple, but I tried it out to see if I would like it. Because you guys know I'm like a long elongated square girl, and I just wanted to know if I would like this shape a little bit better because of the way that my current nail tech does them. I don't know, I just wanted to see if I liked the way she did almond. Let me know if you guys like notice a difference. Do you feel like this shape fits my nails, like my hands better? I have very long fingers, so sometimes I feel like it can come off a little or like witchy, which I don't like, but I also feel like this is like a little bit more grown and elevated. It doesn't really matter because literally nobody has seen my nails. They were like broken and stuff after the MCAT, so I just had an appointment and I got them done. Yeah, I went to one nail appointment. I've been going to church. We had Bible study. I had like a meeting with my pastor, and that's it. Like that's all I've been doing. Love Island is back, so I've been watching Love Island every single night. I've been watching both the USA and the UK version, and I found like new people on YouTube that I've just been binging. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like consuming a lot, like literally just bed rotting. I haven't been grocery shopping literally since my MCAT, and I kept procrastinating. I don't know what it was. Like I could not get myself out of the bed. I kept saying like, you know, today just go to the grocery store. If not, you're not gonna have any food. Then I wasn't eating until 3 p.m. Then I was like, I have to order something because like if I like try to go to the gym right now, I'm gonna pass out because I'm gonna be too hungry and I don't have any food when I get back. So like I basically ended up ordering groceries. I ordered them yesterday and I was like, let me order them for pickup because I also need to return some items from Amazon, and I still couldn't get out the bed yesterday. So I ended up still ordering food. Like, please don't judge me. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just, like I said, I'm just not in a good space mentally. I have like 1 hour until they put like my food back because I haven't picked up my food enough time. So we're gonna head over there now, pick up the groceries, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna go to the gym. I'm already dressed. One thing that I really wanna work on is like leaning out my back. And so I'm gonna go to the big gym to try and like use some of the machines. I feel like I didn't do that enough when I was studying for the MCAT because I'm like, I just need to do it quickly. But the Stairmaster and the treadmill is also over there. And also I'm like in this weird space where I don't wanna be perceived. I don't want to be seen, and so I'm also like trying to avoid when people will be at the gym. So hopefully if I go around 3 p.m. the morning people won't be there, and like the after work people won't be there, and the gym will be empty. Still have not done my laundry since literally that MCAT video, and I have more laundry since then, so I need to both do laundry and put laundry away. Maybe I'll eat like Factor for dinner because cooking with all of that just sounds like it's a little bit too much for me. I really just want to like try and get myself back on the horse. That's enough brain dumping and catching up with you guys for now. Just wanted to let you guys know kind of where I've been at, why I haven't really been vlogging. I have a few more things to update you guys on, and I'll talk about that later on in this vlog, but I do want to share some clips from a week and a half ago because I actually went to the BET Awards. Yes, the BET Awards in LA with my sister, and that was a whole experience. I didn't really get to vlog it a lot because they took our phone one day and then my camera battery died, but I do have some vlog clips and I feel like that would be fun to show here. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter those clips now. Hello from LA. We made it. Hey y'all, welcome back to the vlog. What's poppington? Finally starting off the vlog. Y'all probably like, Brelynn, what's going on? What are you doing? This one right here. Okay, if you know anything about my sister, she loved her some LA and going to a show and some music and some concerts and stuff. And so she returning. That's right. Okay. So she randomly was just like, hey, I'm about to get tickets for the BET Awards. You wanna come? And I was like, sure. And so here we are.
May 29th is when I texted her, or I called her and I said, hey, we may be going to the show, but it's on the 8th.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
you're going to be ready.
Yep.
So, yep.
So we hopped on a flight and
7
now
days
we're
later.
here in LA. And we just, we landed this morning. We got ready in our hotel room. And this is why we look so beautiful and shiny and glowy. And yeah, now we're on our, well, today is the
Pre-show.
The pre-show. So we're excited to see, like, get a lay of the land, see what everything is like, and maybe hear some artists that we've never heard of before, or whatever the case is. I don't know. It's just gonna be fun. I'm excited.
And I sprung this on her. So initially it was just a show tomorrow on Monday.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, actually, we can do this too.
I said, well, they just emailed me and said we could go to the pre-show. So bring 2 dresses.
I will show you guys when we get there. Bye.
New York.
Checking in hours later, they took our phones. I did not know that they were going to confiscate our phones, y'all. But what's really cool is that we got our phones back when we came to the sports bar to eat. It has 2 levels, and what's perfect is that the top level actually is like right where we were. So I'm going to show you guys so you can kind of see the vibes of where we were at. Okay, I know it's like really hard to see because it's like this big thing here, but this is the stage. You can see, like, so we've been out there, it's like 5 something now. We were standing kind of like here. So we were standing like here, and there were a whole bunch of people all over there. Yeah, y'all, I knew that we couldn't bring our cameras in, but I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just vlog on my phone. We did not know that they were going to take our phones until we walked up in there, and they were literally just like, okay, you're going to put your phones in this bag. We were like, so I was like, y'all, I don't have any footage for y'all. So the first person that we saw was Mario, and then everybody else was pretty, like, you know, whatever. They were cool. Who else performed? It was Mario. People whose names I would know. Yeah, my favorite was Mario, and then Jello, Rob 49 with the choir. Rob 49 with the choir. Oh, because he's a what the heliante. Yeah, so we were out there until like 5:30, and my feet are on fire. They hurt so bad. They recommended us wearing flats, so I did, but just standing for that entire time, I'm really, really tired. So now that we have eaten, we're probably gonna head back to the hotel and go to sleep because I'm on East Coast time and it's bedtime. Yeah.
She's performing or practicing barefoot. Where'd you been practicing the heels?
I wonder if that's her or if she's the, she could be like somebody standing in.
I don't know, but her dancing got face paint on, so I don't know what that's about.
That's why they let everybody go home.
Yeah, because we would have been like, y'all wasting our time. Because y'all playing our face paint.
You're crazy. I don't know who this girl is. Oh no, I don't think the battery was charging that whole time. Okay, so it looks like this is gonna be a phone vlog. So let's see if this even makes it to the light of day, because we are struggling. Yesterday we couldn't vlog. Today I'm so upset I brought that whole big camera and it's not even. I'm sorry, y'all. That was a rookie mistake to not. Do you drink matcha? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so we ended up ordering breakfast and waters all the time.
Like when I go, if I were to. Because I've never had Starbucks, but I went somewhere. Somebody bought me one, like in New York. You know, that's what they did.
And you're like, oh, this is good.
Okay, I'll try it.
Okay, so we ended up getting this place called Muffin Can Stop Us, and this looks delicious. And then
delish.
And then we also got matchas. I'm a matcha nigga now. But y'all know I've been a matcha girl, okay? This is supposed to be ceremonial grade. I'm so sorry. I need to turn the light on. Because this quality I know is not good. And look at me getting iced. Who is she? Now that's real matcha, I'll tell you that. Not as sweet as I like it, but that is, I can tell it's ceremonial grade. That tastes like real matcha. Yummy. Okay, and now for this avocado, bacon, tomato, spinach, egg. Oh, these are muffins.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was gonna be first bite. Where the sauce at? Where them fans?
It's on there, but there's an extra.
Okay. Delicious. I like it. This cheese hanging off the duck 3 points. Why is that not on my sandwich? Okay. So it's literally like 7 a.m. But obviously we're East Coasters on West Coast time. So we're gonna eat and chill, and then when we start getting ready, we need to be at the location by 12, right?
30.
12. So
yeah. I need to lie to you a little bit.
you'll be here by 12, so. Sorry guys, I forgot to update you because we had a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction, but we are here, for day 2, which is the actual BET Awards. We did get more matcha because, yeah. I'm gonna hide my phone now. I'm trying to sneak it in.
Thank you, sir.
Getting the footage while we can, so we don't know. But we got here at 1. We checked in. We are numbers 470, something like that, 69 and 70. And
we were here at like 12.
50.
Yeah. Anything 50? We left at like 12:35.
Okay, so 45 minutes?
Maybe.
So, and you could get in line at 12:30. There's a long line. Yesterday we walked right up. There was a long line. Then they give us these, they give us our thing, they give us a wristband. Then they say, I don't know why I'm walking down there. And they say to come back at 2:15. So it's about 2:12 now. So we're curious to see. Why are you making that face?
Because I'm curious to know if they can hear you.
Oh, do y'all?
Them, yeah.
If they can't hear me, I can do sub
okay.
text. I don't want to get people like in the background, you know, she eating a glizzy in the back. You know what? You want to see that on the internet. So yeah, we'll keep you updated. We have left the building and now we are walking there. This is about a 10-minute walk. So we're all walking here. This is also the line for the talent pickup. So most of the cars are tinted, so we can't see who's in it. The person that we saw was Rome Flynn, his fine self. He had his window down. Also, we're getting people messaging us from yesterday's stuff because even though it was pre-recorded, I think that's why they didn't allow us to have our phones, because they are now showing it today. It's like the red carpet, so people are texting us and being like, oh, like we see you on TV. Gabby just said, I saw you so many times. LOL. That is so funny to me. So yeah, we're heading to the show now.
You say I do. VIP coming live from the VIP. Yeah. BET 2025. 106 Park. Put your hands up. Come on now. As we proceed to give you what you need. You know what I like it when your body goes. B2K, the takeover. I ain't tripping, don't act the shady. Let's get a party. Never had nobody show me better. This is what show me, and it's special what I feel when you. And we gon' always together. That's now, well, she's a Grammy-nominated Memphis rapper, and she retired as a come through, shut it down, I'm bringing bones out. Let it put, let it pump front. Hey, let it put, too much cake out, pow. Oh God, let it cook. All this stuff I'm trying to eat. Let me cook. Start kissing. To thank Marcus King, I see you out there. We started this. I see you, Marcus King.
You'll get it, you get back. If you don't get the black eyes away from us.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Yes, we are.
Did you see that video that broke the internet?
I did.
Introduce this icon to the stage.
seriously.
Stop.
What? I'm trying to bring y'all out here and give y'all an opportunity to get to the next stage, the next level. To do that, you need to understand professionalism. This is an award show, right? So what I want to do, I want to put y'all on. This is my job of passing the baton. Go ahead.
Man, that's a teleprompter. You're supposed to read it. Read the teleprompter. No, you read it. And our lifetime achiever of greatness.
First off, I want to say thank you to BET. Thank you for this. Don't change the diesel, turn it up a little. I got a living room full of fine time bristle. The diesel, the sizzle. East of the business, and ladies in the diesel. We intended for you. Dropping like it's hot, dropping like it's hot, dropping like it's hot.
This is my first BET Awards, even though I've been here 3 years to get nominated 6 times, 8 times. It's a blessing to get the Gospel Award first because I owe it all to God.
Those that hate on you ended up only helping you don't make sense. And lastly, those same people, look how quickly they come back around when you start to finally make sense.
Out here we wanted to, but that doesn't look safe.
He said, where they walk to? He was like, they just walk.
Yeah, the streets are historic.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay.
So obviously when we were in LA, everything was very much so go with the flow. I was literally so much in my head that I had no idea. I wasn't even on social media. Like, I have had my apps, offloaded them off of my phone. So I literally was not on the internet. I was very disconnected from the world. So when I went to LA, I had no idea about the LA raids. Literally, it wasn't until like our Uber driver was kind of telling us. I was like, holy crap, I had no idea that this was going on. You guys know I am a social justice girly, and it's not just for like women's rights or black rights. Like, my heart just goes out for people who are impacted by injustice, and especially when it comes to our current president and the way that he is I mean, like, it's absolutely crazy. A lot of other ways that this has impacted both me, my career, my trajectory that I haven't really been able to talk about. But I just wanted to mention that I learned about this going on while I was in LA, and I feel like it would be very ignorant for me to just be like, oh, I'm in LA for a cute little weekend, without mentioning the fact that these LA raids were going on and that they were heavily impacting the people of LA. There are a lot of people of color, Latinx, immigrants, but we were on the go so much that I really wasn't able to speak about it, so I wanted to say something now. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I left out because my camera battery died, but as you guys could see, I wasn't really in the mood to do a trip like that. But it was also like, it's post MCAT, like, enjoy yourself, live life, like, you know, see the outside, listen to some music. Like, I was just trying to like loosen myself up and not be too much in my head. So I went and I tried to have fun, but I'm also not a person who likes to like stand in lines, or I'm not a person who really is like obsessed with live music. So I felt like the experience was not as fun for me because we had to like stand. There was one time that I went, I think it was for my 23rd birthday. I went to LA to visit her, like just my birthday out there, and she asked me if there was anything that I wanted to do, like any live shows that I would want to see while I was in LA. And I was like obsessed with The Masked Singer at the time. So we went to go watch The Masked Singer live. And a lot of you guys may not know this backstory, but you have seen me on TV literally for other shows that we did not go and see, because like when you go, again, you give your phone, you sign your life away, and the camera loves my face, okay? And me and my sister, so they literally, I remember we were like in the middle or the back of the line for the Masked Singer, and then they like, YouTube, come on. They had us sit in like literally the front, and they had the cameras in front of us the whole time. And we were filming for the Masked Singer. They still like get different shots of the audience, and so they would like prompt us and be like, oh my gosh, like pretend like you just saw somebody singing a note that wasn't good, and we were like, and then like 2 years later, they will use our same clips of us for a completely different live action show, and we'll be like, we were not there, we were not in the audience, like that's not what we were reacting to, but they like love our faces, so they have used our clips like all throughout all of these like different like live shows. I said it to say that they basically did the same thing for the BET Awards. Like we were there, and you know, we were just in the back for a little bit, like chilling out, hanking, and then the cameraman was like, YouTube, come up here, like you ladies that are on the bench, like move, we want them here. And so we had a lot of camera time, which is like fun, you know, to be on camera. Once I downloaded my apps, I saw that a lot of you all DM'd me and was like, hey, is this you at the BET Awards? Like, are you in LA? And I was like, oh gosh, like I knew that people were gonna say that. But I still haven't gone back to social media yet. The apps are downloaded, so sometimes I'll scroll, but I haven't like uploaded myself, and I can't wait to talk to you guys, like especially the girls in the group chat, especially because I didn't mean to take a break. Like, I literally was like running out of time every weekend to edit, and I was like, you know, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And the next thing you know, I was like, let me just wait until after the MCAT, and then months go by. Anyway, so 20 so minutes of the show, we were just sitting in the mezzanine, and it was cool. Like we had a good seat, and I was like, cool. My sister was like, I want to get to the front. I'm like, okay. It was actually a lot easier than I thought. Actually, as like the show got later on to the day, like people will leave. So as people are getting up, if you just go like to the front, they will literally be like, okay, yeah, we need 2 people to sit right here. So as soon as we went down from like the middle section to the floor section, we were kind of like sitting in the back. And then when another commercial break happened, we got up and we went forward to the next person. He's like, yeah, 2 people sit right here. To me, this was perfect seating. We were like maybe 4 rows back. We were right on the side too, so we could see exactly what was going on. I was like, this is perfect for me. My sister was like, I want to get closer. Literally sitting right next to Debrat, and like her wife or girlfriend, I think it was her wife because she had a pretty big ring on. She was so sweet. She was talking to me about her dress, and I was like, I'm having a good old time. They ended up leaving, and then we were able to like more like towards the inside, and my sister wanted to move up more, but I was like, we are literally in the 4th row. Like I don't really see the difference between sitting in the 4th row and the 1st row. There's nobody in your way, there's no obstructed view. Like yes, people stand, but like you're gonna want to stand too. So I was like, girl, I ain't moving no more. I was also in heels, and I also started my period, so I was very cranky. We ate our Chinese food, we watched Love Island, we packed our bags, we went to sleep, and then we had a flight at 8 a.m. the next morning, and we came home. Like I said, I've been bed rotting ever since. That is a little bit of a recap of the BET experience. I definitely recommend it, especially if you are in the like Los Angeles area. I wasn't sure if it was just because I was there live in person, but then afterwards I was able to see that people were feeling the same sentiments online. But this was just like a really good BET award, so I'm really happy that I went for this one. All the performers that we were able to see, the hosts, like for basically free, I feel like it's definitely worth the experience. Although it sucks like stand on your feet and like wait all day, it is really cool to be able to go to something like that. And I just pray that one day in the future I'll have the opportunity to go back to the BET Awards with an invitation, because I feel like that would really enjoy the experience if I didn't have to, of course, like do the whole waiting in line, shuffling around for hours type of thing beforehand. So yeah, that's just something that I will put on my vision board for the future. But overall, I did enjoy the experience. Okay, I've literally been talking your head off for 30 minutes now. Let's go ahead and pick up our groceries. We'll come back, put the groceries away, go to the gym, and work out.
Times that I've seen you lose your way and not in control, and you won't be told. All I can do to keep you safe is hold you close till you can breathe on your own. Till you can breathe on your own. Hold tight, you're slowly coming back.
Quick little grocery haul. I got spinach, boiled eggs, egg whites, a carton of eggs. I got a refill of my Altoids, more spinach, salad packs, grapes, berry, grape, and pineapple mix, salmon. Starting off with chicken thighs. This isn't what I wanted. Goal with my food is to simplify it, eat a whole bunch of whole foods. Got some apples, green beans, cucumber with avocados, new brand of Greek yogurt that I'm trying. People say that the flavored yogurt isn't as healthy for you as you think it is, so I'm gonna try. I wasn't supposed to get this huge thing of pineapples, but they gave it to me. I think I may actually have some of this before I go to the gym because I actually haven't eaten breakfast. It's 3 p.m. and if I go to the gym on this empty stomach, I will definitely feel lightheaded. Y'all, I got some bread. I feel like it's been a long time since I've actually gotten bread because I tell you guys, I really try and make healthy choices. Feel like you're not supposed to have bread, but I asked ChatGPT to make me a meal plan, and one of the breakfast things was like, you know, eggs and 1 piece of whole grain toast. So I ended up getting this one by Nature's Own. I'm gonna try it out. Hopefully I like it. So for my salads, I've got grape tomatoes, and then I also got a bunch of bananas. Finished putting away all of my groceries as well as my Amazon packages. I honestly wish I would have recorded that, but I'm still trying to get back to vlogging, so I low-key kind of forgot. I got some cool things, but then also like just some, I just love an unboxing, okay? Whether it's things that I bought from Amazon, whether it's like random things, I love watching an unboxing. And so I feel like whenever I get packages, no matter how simple they are, like I literally got Dove soap. I was like, I want to show everybody. I don't know what it is. I don't know. So I don't even know if you guys enjoy watching vlogs in my videos. Vlogs, where is my mind at? I don't know if you guys enjoy watching hauls in my videos. Also, I just thought about it because I was trying to work on like being shorter because I be talking so much literally this entire year because I was so stressed out with how long it would take for me to edit a video, and I wanted my videos to be like 1 day and like 30 minutes. I guess I don't have to do that anymore. So I could do a week of my life vlog and be yapping and it'd be 3 hours long. So I don't really have to cut myself off as much. I'm not quite sure if that's exactly what I want. This is my little snack plate that I made for myself before I go to the gym. I feel like this is just a lot of sugar. Like, you know, like, yeah, it's fruit, so it's healthy, but I don't know. Oh man. Ugh. I don't know why this peanut butter oil just got all over me. Like, how disgusting. But I was just watching one of these like health girlies and she ate this and I'm like, well, you know what? I have bread, I have peanut butter, and I have bananas. So I'm gonna give it a try. Because if not, I probably would have had the toast with butter. And I'm sure this is better before my workout. Also, mind you guys, I said I wanted to like get to the gym before, you know, like the after work people get there, and it's totally like 4:15. So by the time I get there, the after work people are going to be there. No, I just want to work out by myself. I actually don't think I've ever had, how do you do this, banana and peanut butter before, especially not on toast. But I like all three, so hopefully I'll like it together. The goal is just to not feel lightheaded before this workout because, like I said, I worked out on Monday. It was my first time going back to the gym. I was really like, okay, this week, like I'm gonna get up, like, right? Like I'm gonna go. And I went later on in the day. I think I had breakfast beforehand and I was still feeling very sluggish. Like it wasn't even sluggish, like I was feeling like lightheaded. You know when you have one of those moments when you're like, wait, I used to work out. How did I do this? Like, I just felt like so out of shape and it's only been like 3 weeks. I don't know. It's like I could not breathe. I just was not feeling well. And I'm hoping it's because, okay, it's not pretty, but this is what it looks like. I did have some pre-workout, but that's also been my problem. Like I said, I've just been like in the bed until a really late time. And you guys know I don't like to eat caffeine too late in the day because I don't have problems sleeping. I was not only lightheaded, but I just felt so weak, like I couldn't finish my workout. I wanted to make sure I put something on my stomach before we head out there. Also, it was just beautiful outside and now it's about to pour down rain, like thunderstorm. It has been raining nonstop, which has also been the reason why I've been kind of stuck in the bed because my mood and the weather are like this, okay? Whatever the weather does, that's what my mood does. When it's rainy outside, I be like, well, time to stay inside, time not to do anything. And I have to stop that because I've been watching other people's vlogs and literally people from LA to New York to Florida, like it's raining everywhere. I think that they're, no, like it's like a thunderstorm. Do you guys see like the lights flickering? I can see the clouds getting dark and they're like coming this way. So I'm glad the sun was at least up when I got up, because that's what will make me roll over, is if I wake up and it's like foggy and dark outside because the weather is about to rain or whatever. I'm like, oh, just like give up on today. And I need to stop doing that. Well, let's do a taste test. I can totally see why banana and peanut butter go well together. I like it. That's good. I feel like this is very kind of savory too, which is good because I love a savory breakfast, and that'd be my problem. I feel like it's really good to do like a yogurt bowl or, you know, a smoothie. It's very light, but I love me a good like hearty breakfast, and I feel like toast and peanut butter give those vibes. I head to the gym. Okay, not only did it start pouring down raining, but I don't know, y'all, I'm procrastinating. Like literally I was mopping the kitchen. I said, okay, enough is enough. I took out the trash, I did my grocery shopping, I put everything away. It's time. Also, because it's pouring down raining, I'm gonna take the elevator to the second building.
Going down.
Which I haven't done literally since the winter time. It's so crazy that it was 90 degrees and sunny, and now it's like pitch black outside. Also, it's basically 5 o'clock, so I'm praying it's not too busy there. And also because it's been a long time since I've done the Stairmaster, I don't want to psych myself out and do it after my workout, because I feel like that's what's been making me lazy, is trying to do it after I complete my entire workout. But the Stairmaster is over when I get there, because I'm gonna start off my workout on the Stairmaster. When I'm done, I'm gonna try and do like a pull day, which again is pretty different for me. I don't do it a lot, but I didn't stretch after I worked out on Monday, and so my legs are super sore. So I want to give them a little bit of a break. All right, that's the game plan. Let's go.
Say you're bad from which part? Tell a pussy we no gun dip dog. Like Chinese wall so the clip tall. Chub it up and make you fall from your disc dog. You know one on a discharge, man a big dog. I saw you disappear as if I never did ban. Me no walk up a kilo, me no just a sing song. With the people your mother tell you keep from. Z-Tech full of bomb like Islam. And if you with me kike, I me know the enemy, them a pray, and me know they not sorry for me. People a ball and a screen, cause we bad than we mean. Bloody crime scene, calamity. That's how we shoot out brain, figure Canada G. Make them have a experience, no gravity. Tell a pussy we no laugh, we no take talk. Violate people are dead dog. So should I keep in your bed, cause the Talibans them a make walk. We no laugh, we no take talk. Badness how we end us. We no shoot people feeling up in a red grass. Young Talibans like them near your show guns. Make you no sleep at your yard in a 4 months. That's how we make people a mourn out. Like y'all I get fucked down a whole house. Laugh bars full of kids that me sure about. And if you see me travel with a 9X, and I'm no politician with me I go vote out. 4 kilo, 4 seat and 4 rounds. Remember me born Kingston. Them love party, forget love, drink rum. AK shit like a Jada Kingdom. Everything I get fucked like strip club. So me stay sharp. We no play that, we get it one time. In the same spot, like iPhone. When your ear drop, I mean I give a fuck if I not be a bad. And if you with me kike, I mean know the enemy, them a pray, I mean know they not sorry for me.
Okay, all right, I'm back from my workout. I'm in my second bathroom now. I'm actually about to wash my makeup brushes because I'm not feeling like, I don't know how to describe it. My body hurts, so I want to take a bath, but I don't feel like taking a bath right now because it's like 6 o'clock, 6:51, it's 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna read a little bit, then it'll be time for dinner, and then, I should actually probably take a bath before dinner. That way when I'm down, I can just be sound. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to like have a really chill night, and this is something that I've been wanting to get done for a while, washing my makeup brushes. And if I don't do it like right now, as soon as I'm like sitting down, I probably won't get it done. You know what I'm saying? So also, I hate to complain, but one thing that really honestly sucks is that my apartment has like a green space out in the front of it, and they're having like this whole summer thing where they have live performances on Thursdays, I think. I always forget what day it is until it happens, and then I'm like, is it that day again? Like Thursdays and Saturdays. And so they'll have a live band that is out there playing. I don't think you guys can hear it because I'm in this bathroom, which is probably like the furthest place. I think the only time you can't hear it is if you're in a bathroom. I think it was like last Thursday. I've actually been having really bad headaches lately, which absolutely sucks. My head has been banging, and then all of a sudden at 6 p.m. there's a band outside. And I remember I was like lying in the bed last week, and I was like, it's so bad. Like, I was trying to read my book and I couldn't read because like I just had such a bad headache. And you guys know I listen to my audiobooks and then read them at the same time, and I didn't want to have my headphones on because I had a headache, and I just didn't want anything on the top of my head because like the headache was kind of up here. And then I was like, okay, I could put in my AirPods. Like, I just didn't want to put headphones on because I was having a headache, but I wanted to read my book, but I couldn't read because it was so like, it's so loud in my bedroom because of like where my bedroom is facing. It's like nice because like if it's a nice day outside, you know, you just want to go outside and there's like music and stuff, but like I'm not really in a mood for all of that. You know what I'm saying? I just want things to be quiet. And I didn't know that they would be this loud, and the fact that it's like multiple times a week, it's just annoying. Thankfully, I was at the gym, so I didn't hear it for the first hour. I'm basically just gonna stay in here and wait out the second hour. By the way, this is how I clean my makeup brushes. Oh, I also want to tell you guys how it was at the gym. So it wasn't that crowded. First of all, happy Juneteenth. I think today was the 18th. It's actually the 19th. I didn't know that. You know when you're just like not working and you're not like, I didn't realize what day it was. So it's actually the 19th. It's Juneteenth. Obviously I didn't do anything to celebrate or whatever this year, and like that's fine. I'm not in the space to be celebrating, but I do know that my apartment had like a Juneteenth, like not potluck, but I don't know if you call it a cookout. Like they were basically like having soul food, and it's so crazy because it was in the second building, and I never go to the, I won't say I never, but like I be staying in this building if I can. I like to go to the gym here. I'll pick up my packages here. Like, I don't like to go to the other building if I don't have to. By the time I ended up finally getting up and going over there to the gym today, that is where they have like a lot of the events and the parties and stuff. And so right outside of the gym, they had all this soul food. I didn't even try to look, but I saw some macaroni and cheese and I could just smell the yams. And I was like, this smells good. Like, the leasing people are black, so I'm like, I just know that this food is good, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm trying to get my life together. But I was so like, dang, that would happen today. Like just a couple of days ago I wasn't doing well, and I would love to have that food. Anyway, I'm proud of myself. I stayed strong. And then the gym there was a couple of people in there when I got there. I went on the Stairmaster for 25 minutes. I just feel like I'll be about to die. Like my heart was beating so fast. I had to take so many breaks. Like I just have to build back up. I don't know why it just feels like, it's not even like I'm like tired. It's like my heart feels like it's gonna explode. Like I just have to get back up my endurance because I was going like so slow. I started at 6 and I would go down to 3 and then I would hop off, and then I would come back and go to 6 and then go to 3 and then hop off. And yeah, anyway, I just have to work my way back up there. I'm glad that I at least started, because you have to start from somewhere. And honestly, it's been months since I've done the Stairmaster, so I'm just trying to give myself some grace. And like I said, I kind of did like a pull day. So I did lat pull downs and these pull downs and this pull. And I did around the world and I did this thing. I tried to just do a lot of things for the back that I could think of. Like you guys know, I normally just do like full bodies, and I do dumbbell and I do HIIT. So this is a little bit different for me, but I want to try and incorporate them and just not do full body every single day. Can y'all hear how loud the music is? Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and listen to my podcast because I don't want to get upset. I'm ready to take my shower and get in the tub, so let me go ahead and wash these makeup brushes, and I will check back in with you guys in a little bit.
I could blame it on your lips, your touch, your kiss, you know, real traditional. But your love's too original. You were anything but conventional. Baby, did you know that from the moment we fell in and knew we couldn't fall back, knew I'd always crawl back. Cause baby, it's the everything for me, for me, for me.
take care, brother. Enjoy life.
All right, y'all. Hey, it is the next day. Sorry, I haven't vlogged for much of the day. By the way, I just put on some perfume and I'm hoping it doesn't leave an oil stain, so I just did a little shout thing. That's why that's there. Anyway, Jasmine invited me to go to like a house kickback with her church. I don't really know how else to explain it. But I just finished getting ready. Like I said, not much to show today. I literally have been dragging my feet. But I did go to the gym today and I've been eating healthy. So I'm gonna go and see her. I don't know if I'll vlog because I don't think that there's something to really vlog about, but I wanted to show myself because I look cute and I did my makeup. And you guys know I washed my makeup brushes yesterday, so they're not even dry. So makeup didn't come out great. And also this thing started at, oh my gosh, 7:30 and it's 7:50. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, so this drive is actually semi-long because I'm going to Virginia, and while I was listening to a podcast driving, there's like so many things that I want to talk to you guys about, just like catching you all up on, you know, where I've been and how I've been doing. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you all about, is my stain still there? Okay, it's gone away. Is the fact that this last weekend was Miss District of Columbia, and then this weekend is Miss Maryland. And if you guys are familiar, and if you know, like if you're not under a rock, if this is not your first time here, I am a retired pageant girl. I competed in the Miss America organization for 5 years, and so this is actually my first summer literally in 5 years, except for 2020, even though in 2020 I still expected to compete. I was still a contestant even though I didn't compete that year. It has been 5 years that since every year for the past 5 years I have competed in a Miss America state pageant, and this is the first summer in 5 years that I am not doing that, and it feels very weird. I know if you guys don't know the whole background story of like my last year competing and my feelings and retiring and all those things, I literally have like a 20-part podcast episode about it. A Work in Progress is my podcast if you don't know. I've already talked about it, and I, you know, had my feelings out, but there's nothing like it being like in the moment and being like, oh, like everybody is competing this week and like last week. I think last weekend I actually watched a couple people's pageants. I wasn't sure if it was, you know, going to make me sad, or I still want to watch them, like they're exciting to me, but then I also am kind of like, dang, like I really can't. My thought process, it varies. One, I'm always like, I really can't believe I just never won. I can't believe I did this for 5 years and I just never had my chance, never had my opportunity. And then two, because like most people aren't super familiar and like keeping up with Miss America, and the fact that like Misty's like, you know, you don't know this stuff is going on unless you know somebody who's competing, or you know, you yourself are just a pageant fan. And so everybody's just like going about life while I'm having like all of these like really big feelings. And a friend was asking me like, oh, like what does it feel like to like not be competing for the first time in 5 years? And I was like, it feels like everybody forgot my birthday. I know that may sound really weird, but that's how it feels. It feels like this really big thing is happening and nobody like knows or cares. Like I just aged out and now I feel like I'm just completely removed from the pageant world. Like I'm just like forgotten from pageant land. And it makes me sad because I don't want it to be that way. But obviously like I could have gone to Miss DC last weekend. I could have gone to Miss Maryland this weekend, but I'm not at the place to like want to go to these events in person and like mix and mingle with the people who, you know, just are part of the organizations really. There are a few people who I will text who I've met and I've built relationships with, but I don't necessarily like want to go in person and see a bunch of people. It's just because I'm also in this weird moment where I'm not really wanting to be perceived. You know how that is? Like I'm just like wanting to be in my bubble. I feel like I said this yesterday too. I just want to be in my bubble, and I don't really want to be answering a whole bunch of questions and updating a whole bunch of people because there's so much uncertainty, there's so much unknown, there's just like, you know, so not really wanting to speak out about stuff and not really wanting to be in spaces that don't make me feel great. And then, you know, all those things, it's kind of like, it wouldn't really benefit me to go to either one of my previous pageant homes at this this year in this stage of my life. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because that's what I was thinking about during this drive. And it feels like kind of all of pageant world is like crumbling, because the podcast that I was listening to was talking about that there's like some licensure problems with the Miss South Africa organization, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like you have this stuff with like Miss Grand International that happened a few weeks ago, and then you have like the Miss Universe organization, the CEO stepping down and, you know, bankrupt, all that stuff. You have Miss America organization that has a lawsuit, you have Miss USA organization that has a lawsuit. Like Miss DC USA and Miss Maryland USA don't even have like current pageants scheduled as of right now. So, and like Miss USA, I don't even think Miss USA is scheduled, and it's supposed to happen like last year. It happened like right on my birthday weekend, which means it's about a month away. It's supposed to be about a month away if they're going to have it the same time every year. They clearly are not. They're going to have to push it back. It's just like so much like just drama going on in the pageant world, and it makes me sad because I just want everything to be butterflies and sunshine. So I just
Wish that I could bake a cake made out of rainbows and smiles, and we'd all eat it, be happy.
She doesn't even go here.
That the pageant world was normal, that I was eligible, that I could compete. Although it would be a lot like trying to compete right now, I'm glad that I was able to focus like on my tests and stuff during this season, because if I was trying to do both at the same time, it wouldn't have been a good balance. But you know what I'm saying? Like I still wish that I wasn't aged out in this moment here and now. Sometimes I'm like on to the next thing, but yeah. Okay. Those are my thoughts. Hello, my loves. Okay, so it is Wednesday. It's been a few days since I've talked to you all, and I want to go ahead and continue all of my updates so that way we can go ahead and close out the vlog. I know you guys are probably like, what's going on, like in regards to what you're doing before you get your MCAT score back, you know, like what are you doing with your application? And some things were kind of in the works, so I'm just gonna like explain everything to you guys now. The past couple of years I have used the fee assistance program to apply to medical school. Even though I haven't been working for what's about to go on a year, I think I'm at like 9 months now of not working, which was a sacrifice that I made in order for me to study for the MCAT full time. I felt like that's what I needed in order to be successful, or at least to give myself the best chance of being successful. Unfortunately, because of the income that I made from my fellowship the previous year, this year I ended up not being eligible for the fee assistance program. And I didn't expect that because I thought that it was like lower than, so I applied for it and that I was rejected. I also applied for the DO fee assistance program. I was also rejected from that one. I really believed that my finances were like intact to where I should have been able to get it, and so I appealed the decision. And when I started off the vlog, I was still waiting to hear back from an appeal, and on Monday I officially heard back that my appeal was rejected. And so I was freaking out. I have been experiencing anxiousness for the past couple of weeks because I'm like, how the heck am I going to pay for my medical school application? Like, this is really, really expensive. I did the math the other day to share it with my mom because, long story short, like, she is going to help me pay the cost of my application cycle this year, which I'm so grateful for. And it's an extreme privilege, and I just felt so bad, you know, because I'm like, I'm grown, I'm already applying to medical school. Like, I hate to put like age to it, but you know, it's just not a good feeling. It's a very yucky feeling to be grown and to try and like have your own stuff together. But I'm like, I have only been able to like pay my rent, groceries, and you know, maybe getting my hair done 2 months or 3 months. I just don't have, I don't have enough to pay for medical school applications, especially if I were to apply to all 3 application services. So I'm going to share with you all the detailed breakdown of the total cost to apply to 25 MD schools, 15 DO schools, and about 5 Texas medical schools. So the primary application fee for the MCAS, which is the American Medical College Admission Services, or application services, something like that, it's $175 for the first school and then $45 for each additional school. And so if I were to apply for 25 schools, the kind of recommended is 20 schools. I had about 25 schools on my list because I was thinking, okay, with the fee assistance program, you get the initial application fee and then the first 20 schools free. And so I had 20 schools on my list, and then just like, oh, but I also kind of want this one. So I kind of had 25, and I was expecting to pay for 5. So I kind of had 25 on my list, and I was like, I just want to overshoot. That way, if I decide to not apply to a school, or, you know, if a school has higher secondary fee, like, you know what I'm saying? I did more instead of less. So I'm going to apply to 25 MD schools. I still need to go through that list to be sure. But the primary cost for 25 MD schools would be $1,255. Secondary applications, so mind you all, if you're unfamiliar, you send in a primary. I'm explaining it to non-med people. I liken it to the Common App. So it is something that you send out to every single school, and it's just one primary application. So this is where you have your like your transcript, all the classes that you've taken, all of your demographic information, so like your age, your, you know, where you're from, where you live, your address, things like that, your letters of recommendations, your personal statement, and then there is like an activity/work section. So anything that you've done extracurricular, especially like if it's medicine or non-medical related, all of that is like your primary application. And so you can send that out to each individual medical school. Then you have secondary applications, and that is when medical schools will specifically ask you questions in reference to themselves and their medical school program. So their questions could be like, oh, you know, we are the University of Maryland and we are the Terps, and so we want to know why you think turtles deserve health care. That's not it, but you get the point. Like, that's kind of the gist of how secondary applications will go. They can be, you know, 3 to like 10 questions, and then it's an additional fee on top of that. Sometimes they ask you to submit pictures, sometimes they ask you to submit videos. It varies. Most or many or a lot of schools often will immediately send every primary applicant a secondary application because, like I said, they can have a fee for the secondary application, which ranges between $75 and like $150. Again, when you have the fee assistance program, your fees are already waived for the fee assistance program. You don't have to pay the secondary fee for like majority of schools except for a few. But if you don't have the fee assistance for the first one, then you also don't have it for the secondary, so you will have to pay like twice basically. So you have to pay $175 altogether, $45 for each school, and then if they ask for you to do a secondary, you'll spend $75 to $100. Every school that you will send a primary application to will not send you a secondary. Sometimes it's because of your MCAT score. They'll have like a GPA or MCAT cutoff. Sometimes it is explicitly said, sometimes it's not explicitly said. And I guess if you're just not even an option to be like considered for interview, I've applied a lot of times now, so there's like some of the same schools that I've applied to, and they have the same or similar questions every year. There are some schools that I apply to every year and I get a secondary right away. The idea is that you're supposed to submit it within about 2 weeks of receiving it. Then you send it back to them, and that's when you are waiting for an interview, because the idea is that they're going to look over your application when there is a primary and a secondary application together in front of them. Anyway, with that being said, there are some schools that I've applied to that I have never been offered a secondary from that school. Like, it doesn't matter how my stats are, even if I've improved, like I'm like, I don't know. I've even talked to people at that school and I'm like, do you all have something to where, you know, there's a cutoff? Is it the MCAT, blah, blah, blah? And nobody has been able to explicitly say it, but I'm like, there clearly is a cutoff. Although it sucks to get rejected before you even get a secondary, I mean, it's good because you don't have to spend that money on that secondary. And then I'm sure it's easier on the school side because the people who you are receiving a secondary from are those who you are actually considering for an interview. And so it's less of a money grab. Like, you're not just going to have all these people send you money for their secondary application when you know that you're not going to interview them as well. So it depends on how you look at it. But, you know, for me, I'm kind of like, part of it is like, it sucks that it's a money grab. It sucks that you have to like do more essays and it's a second part to the application, but it does mean that you're one step closer to an interview. But sometimes it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really mean that you are being considered for some schools, but other programs, it does mean that you are being considered. So it really just depends on the school. Anyway, with all that being said, for 25 schools, if we average out the secondary application cost to be $100, the secondary cost is going to be $2,500. So that means that the total MD cost for medical school is about $3,755. Is that not insane? Is that not insane? And I keep saying I wish that I would have thought about this year when I was doing my fellowship, because although I saved a lot of money, I did not think that I wasn't going to get the fee assistance program, and so I didn't think to save this much money. I have not looked at these numbers just alone theoretically, because like I said, for the past 2 to 3 years I haven't had to look at these numbers. And the last time I remember I was paying out of my pocket, I was working as a medical assistant, and even though this was literally I remember it taking up my whole check, but you don't have to do everything at once. So you can submit your primary application and you can just apply to one school, and so that would be the $175 plus the $45. Okay, that's a good chunk of your check, but that's that. And then in 2 weeks you can add 3 schools or 5 schools, and that would be the 45 times 5, and then it would be so I would do that. And then as you are submitting your primaries, then after a week or 2 goes by, then sometimes immediately though, then you're getting your secondaries back, and so you can kind of spread out the money. But I remember all of my medical assistant checks going towards applying. Every time I would get a check, then I would try and apply to as many schools as I could with that amount of money. And at that time I was living at home, so it was frustrating to not have any of my money to myself. But this is what I wanted to do. This was my goals. This is kind of what I needed my money for. Now that I'm not working, and the money that I have saved from the last time that I was working has been used up in my savings for the past a lot of months for, like I said, just my rent and living, I was like, there is literally no way that I could afford this. And again, that's just for the MD medical schools. If I do the math for the DO medical schools, because unfortunately there is a different application service for that, it's called AA Comas, and that primary application fee is $199 for the first school and $55 for each additional school. So the total primary cost for about 15 schools would be $969, and then the secondary application average for DO schools, by the way, ChatGPT did all this for me because it's the best way to kind of do research quickly. The secondary application average is around $65 to $85 per school. Well, the secondary cost would be $1,125. So the total DO cost would be $2,094. And then lastly, the Texas Medical School admissions service, again, is also different. They just have a flat rate, which is $215 for all participating schools. They also have a secondary application fee, which is $60, and so the secondary cost in total would be $300, and so that $215 plus $300 for about 5 schools would be $515. So the total estimated cost for 25 MD schools, which is going to be about $3,755, 15 DO schools, which is about $2,094, about 5 Texas schools, which is about $515, is $6,364. And I hope and I pray that you all hear my heart, because people get weird when stuff comes to money, and I don't have the answers. I have been stressed out, like I said, trying to figure it out. This is my first time applying to all 3 application services, and so it's even jarring to just think about, okay, I can't just focus on this application service. I also have to not only get my application ready for these other services, which are different, have different rules and word counts and qualifications and things like that, but also they cost additional money. And like I said, it's just been a very stressful time. I am extremely, like I said, grateful and blessed that I was able to get on a payment plan with my mom, and time is ticking. Time is of the essence. If I do not apply early, I am hurting my chances of having a successful application cycle. I'm trying to apply widely. I mean, we're talking about 25, 30, 45 schools that I would be applying to, which is the most that I've applied to ever. And it's because I'm praying that this is my last year ever having to apply. And there is so much that I owe my mother at the end of this medical journey, but I cannot even articulate how big of a deal this is to me. First of all, thank you to my mom. Second of all, this is what barriers to medicine looks like. I don't know what I would do if I could not call my mom and be like, I need your help. I would have to take out a loan to even apply and not be in school. Now they have these loan caps on medical programs. Like, I'm trying not to spiral and not to overthink, but that's one of the major things that's been going on in my life for the past 2 weeks as to why my application has been pretty much done, but I haven't pressed submit because I didn't want to get approved for the appeal and then you can't use the fee assistance program retroactively. So I wanted to wait until I got the fee assistance, and then once it was denied, I was like, I have to call my mom. Like, I tried everything, and it's just one of those moments. Like, if you know, when I was like, dang, I gotta call my mom. And I can't wait to build her a big old house. Just do whatever I can to show my appreciation. That being said, now that the direct deposit is in my account, it's time for us to send off this application. Another thing that I've been struggling with is something is wrong with my laptop. I think I also told you guys in a previous vlog, transparently, and just like, don't use it against me, please, Lord, just don't use it against me, y'all. I've never been so financially stressed in my life. It's so annoying to have every little thing like just be a burden. For about like 2 or so months now, my Apple Watch has been broken. I don't know what happened. Like, literally one day the screen of it just popped off, and I've been dreading going to the Apple store because I don't know about y'all, but I've never been to the Apple store and they've been like, oh yeah, we can fix it for free. I've had that Apple Watch since 2020, if not like early 2021. So I know I don't have, you know, the Apple Care on anymore, and I'm like, I cannot afford to pay $200, $300, $500 for either a new watch or to get fixed. So now I just don't have an Apple Watch. And I talked about, like, you know, trying to get back into fitness, and I say get back in. I take 2 weeks off and I feel like I have to restart every time. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm one of those people where if the watch ain't on, like, if I don't have my Apple Watch with me, I didn't work out. That's just how I feel. Okay, this is how I feel, and I hate that about myself. And so it really sucks because I have not felt as motivated and inspired because I know that my watch is there, and I just want my watch fixed. That way I can enjoy working out a little bit more again, but I don't want like the stress of, again, how expensive it's going to be, so I just don't have a watch. Additionally, the same thing is going on like with my laptop. This is the one that I've had since college, and so I kind of call this my work laptop. So even when I do all of, like, if I'm applying for a job, if I'm studying for the MCAT, like, this is the laptop that I use. I'm grateful that it started acting up once I stopped studying for the MCAT, but I just don't understand why it's not working. And it's like, it'll come on. When a device is really old, Apple will like send it its little spider things to make it act even weirder. That way you have to update it. I feel like after my MCAT, it updated, and the new update is like too much for the MacBook, and so it'll boot up, and then if I try and like open up Google Chrome, it'll just like shut off because of a problem. It restarted because of a problem. Like, see? And it'll just keep doing that over and over and over again. So see, it'll just, but again, it's really just first world problems. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. This really is just me updating you guys about the little different things that have been going on. Again, I'm thankful that I have a second laptop. This is kind of like my content creator laptop. And so even like one time I was trying to get my tax information, which is on my work computer because I did my tax on that computer. I was trying to get it on this computer. That way I could send it to the fee assistance people. And I couldn't open up the document because the computer kept crashing. And I was like, I literally have to send this appeal. Like, I have to show you guys my tax forms, and pretty much at the place now where we have everything that we need to submit the application. Today's current date is Wednesday, June 25th. That you could officially submit your medical school application on like May 27th. So it's been open for almost a month now. And on Friday, like I said, today's Wednesday, on Friday, the initial transmission of the MCAT application data to medical schools begins on Friday, June 27th. So right now my next steps are to proofread my entire application. We're going to go one at a time, first starting with MCAT, which is the MD schools, because once I press submit, I can't change many things about it. I can change some things. I can add schools and I can add my letters of recommendation, which is also something else where it's like, I don't know if I have my committee letter or my committee packet until I get my MCAT score, which is going to come on July 1st. And the closer I get to July, I literally just get so nervous. But anyway, once I submit it, then my application will go through a verification process, and that is normally between 6 and 8 weeks. So for people who submitted like on the first day, on Friday the 27th, their applications will be sent to the medical schools, and then that's when they can get the secondaries back. But for me, I'll be kind of like a little bit behind, but again, it's still early. I heard as long as it's before July, it's okay. I understand. I know that the earlier the better. And so I've been really trying to kind of like push myself. But again, I've just been experiencing a lot of anxiousness, obviously, because like the importance of it all, and then not knowing exactly like how I was going to pay. Like even once it was done, I was like, well, I can't press submit because I don't have the money to submit it. But like I said, now I have the money. So I'm going to review the application, and then we're going to put in the credit card information, and we are going to press submit. And we are going to apply to medical school today. I can't decide if I want to apply to just one medical school and then take some more time and go through a medical school list. And then after it goes through verification, you can add more schools from there. And of course, it's like, I basically would just resubmit my application, but it doesn't restart your verification process. So I just need to get like the bare minimum things done, which are done. I just need to be like sure about it before I send it. And it just feels so like such a big deal, so it's hard for me to be sure. Also, I didn't even tell you guys about like the whole mental day that I had, because I don't know if I mentioned that I had not received all of the rejections from the previous medical cycle yet. I was kind of surprised, but not surprised, because like I didn't receive my rejections until the last day of the cycle last year, and I thought that was so messed up. And that was like on May 31st, and so, or May 30th or something like that. This year my MCAT was on the 31st of May, and so I remember thinking to myself, I hope I don't get rejection letters like right before I go and take my MCAT, because it'll really mess up my mind. And I didn't. And then when it was time for me to like start my next application, I was like, I still have not heard back from the two schools that we all know. And I'm like, are they really gonna make me wait? Like what like at this point it's June. Like when are y'all gonna send me my rejection letters? I'm starting my next application. Like at least y'all can do is let me know that I'm not being considered anymore. When I was on the phone with the people for my fee assistance appeal, I had to like confirm something or whatever, and they sent me an email, and I was on the phone with them because I didn't get the email, and they were like, well, check your spam, you know, sometimes it goes there. I checked my spam, and lo and behold, there is a rejection email in there. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. And that really, you know, made me sad, because I just wasn't expecting it. And so I ended up also emailing another school, because I was like, it was like 11 days that it had been in there. So I was like, oh my gosh. And it may have been like June 11th. So I was like, no, maybe not that late, but it was after June. I was like, I wonder if this other school also sent me a rejection letter and it went to my spam and I just didn't see it. And so I ended up emailing them, and they emailed me right back and let me know, like, yeah, we actually sent you a rejection in March and you never opened the email. I was like, oh wow. And I don't know if you guys know, but like your spam kind of clears out like every 30 days or so. So I was like, oh, this whole time I've been like holding out a sliver of hope. Not that much, because again, I knew that I was retaking the MCAT, but like I still had a 1.00001% chance. And I was like, oh, this whole time I've actually been kind of like holding my breath for no need, because I've actually been rejected already. Made me have to take a mental health day, because I was just slapped in the face by that. Okay, my transcripts are received. Like I said, I'm going to proofread everything. The thing about sending all of your primary applications at once is that you could possibly get like 20 secondary applications at once, which I believe is not a smart idea, because again, you want to be able to apply with your answers within 2 weeks, and that would just be very stressful. I think it's a smart idea for me to at least split it up and do like 10 schools and then maybe 15 schools. I just need to make the decision on, I guess, like what my top 10 schools are going to be, and then we'll press submit. Checking in, it has legit been like hours. I just went through and filled out my school list on my Notion, and I just wanted to make sure that I had everything set up with the information that I got from MSAR, because this is the medical school admissions requirement type of thing, and this you have to have a subscription for, which is free with the fee assistance program. And so my application thing ends in August, so I wanted to make sure that I got all the information in regards to the application deadlines, making sure, like looking at the MCAT median and the GPA median, making sure that like it's something that I wanted on my list. And on my little chart here, I have the school, I have the status, so I'll be able to change this to whether, like, once I submit my primary application, I'm going to say in progress, and then like waiting for secondary or writing secondary, ready to pay / submit secondary, complete, draw application, or denied. This is the deadline for the primary applications. I did end up going through and figuring out the secondary app amount for each of the schools, as well as the classes start date, secondary application deadline, but I think that I am going to really try and like get it in 2 weeks. So maybe what I'll do, a column for secondary app received date, that way I can know, like, okay, like if I got this on July 1st, then by July 14th, like this needs to be, like, I need to have it submitted. So that's what I'll do. I add another column for that. Now we have to choose the top 10 and we can submit it. Almost there. I'm back. I was just about to submit everything, and then right before it tells you to submit it, it's like, do you want to download it so that you can like kind of see it, print it out for all the proofreading things? I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and do that. I do that. I start reading. By the way, I've been on the phone for a couple of hours too, so I'm talking to people, I'm reading over things, and I'm like, typo. I go all the way back to the drawing board, and I'm like, time to read through this whole application front to back to make sure that there's no typos. I was the only one that had a typo, but thankfully it was literally like the second activity. So I think it's time to submit our primary application. I've said my prayers. Processing payment. Submit. That's the email. It's submitted. It's done. I will let you guys know once my application is verified, ready for review. I'm hoping that the verification process again takes closer to 4 weeks than it does 6 weeks. But this is the earliest that I've submitted my applications thus far, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner yet and I have to cook it, so I'm gonna call it a night, and then I'll probably do my DO application tomorrow. Depending on how early I start, I may do my DO on my Texas one, because same thing, like everything's in the portal. I just need to go ahead and choose the schools and press submit. I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I needed to talk to you all about in this update video. Oh, the last thing that I wanted to ask you all, let me give you guys a little bit of change of scenery. I know people want for me to continue doing community time, but since I'm not studying for the MCAT, I'm curious if we should go back to like the original way that I did community time, where it was more just like a time to disconnect and like just have peer mentorship, and we just talked about, you know, whatever was going on, like fun things. I had like my different segments. You know, I just thought that maybe, you know, I could talk about what I'm reading, I could talk about what I'm watching, I could talk about like where I'm at in the app cycle, I can, you know, answer any questions. Like, it's just a tea time type of thing. I always like to say, like, it's like a live podcast. If I have something that I want to talk about, I will. Sometimes we do a little bit of Bible study, that type of vibes, or I could do it where it's like a quiet, another like work with me type of session, and even though I won't be studying, I could be editing a video, or I could be like reading my book, and same thing, do it like Pomodoro. So you guys can comment down below which one you would prefer, because I know some of you all are still in school or you're studying for something, and it's like, girl, I ain't taken my test yet. Like, I would still love for you to have your live study with me type of community time video. So comment down below which one you prefer, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Live each day to the fullest, because you only live once. Bye.